Well, we're going to get right to it. We have a couple student council members that are going to speak for us. Our first is a welcome by our student council secretary, Maricela Lopez.
Hello, good afternoon, parents and classmates. We welcome you tonight to honor and praise the hardworking students who never give up and always try. We are also here this lovely afternoon to encourage each and all of you to always achieve higher, because no matter what, it always pays off in the future. I hope you enjoy this lovely occasion and recognition, because you will only have one. Enjoy it. Also, enjoy the memories you will make tonight. Always stay in the moment and enjoy the little things in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Maricela. And our student council treasurer, Morgan Corral, will give us the Pledge of Allegiance. Morgan?
Hi, will you please stand me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Boy, did you hear the power in that? That was pretty amazing. All the voices as one. This year, we are blessed to have a co-vice presidency, and giving our inspiration tonight are Cameron Hauser and Shelby Mecklenburg.
Martin Luther King Jr. said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving." As 8th graders, you have now finished your time here at White Oak. Every amazing person in this room has outstanding potential, and now it's time to move on to high school. If you work hard there, you will go to college, get a good job, and have a family. So as long as you work hard and keep moving, you are guaranteed a fantastic future and an even better life.
An unknown author once said, "If tomorrow starts without me, and I'm not there to see, if the sun should rise and find your eyes are filled with tears for me. When tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart, for every time you think of me, I'm right here inside your heart." Tomorrow is our last day all together at White Oak. We have made new friends and done new things throughout our middle school. Some of us are going to different schools and leaving people close to us behind. We're being split from best friends, and we need to remember that we aren't alone. Anytime you feel lonely or abandoned, remember your family here at WAMS. We might be split apart from each other, but that can never break the bond we've made these past few years. We may be in different places, but we will never be apart. Our memories together are here for good. Once a warrior, always a warrior.
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, Shelby. Let's take a moment and take a look at that cell phone. Let's make sure that's on silent, okay? Well, students, I will tell you, you are in great hands, and I have great confidence as you leave White Oak and head to where you're heading to at Colerain High School. And I will tell you, you are in fantastic hands with a wonderful person, a good friend of mine. I've known her for many, many years. She is Colerain through and through, and she will take care of you. And last night, she spoke in front of 9,000 people at high school graduation, wishing one class out, and tonight she gets to welcome one class in. How about a round of applause for your future administrator, Miss Gail Davis.
Good evening. As Mr. Gehring said to you last night, I had the pleasure of graduating 454 Colerain seniors. It's our tradition at Colerain High School that we as administrators work through the 4 years that you are with us as your administrator. So I will have the distinct privilege of being your class principal for the next 4 years. Let me be among the first to not only congratulate you on completing the middle school years, but to welcome you as an incoming freshman to Colerain High School. Freshman orientation will be held Wednesday, August 20th, 5 to 7. Make sure you put that on your calendar. And please join us to receive your schedule, tour the building, and to get signed up for any clubs and activities you might want to participate in. Successful students at Colerain High School do a few things which sets them apart. Get it done in the classroom. Make your education a priority. Value your education and your future. Become involved. Make sure that that you join some club or organization or extracurricular activity. We have many. There is something for each and every one of you, some like that you will find. Be a leader, not a follower. These next few years are about you. Make the most of it. In the sophomore year, you will be asked to decide if Butler Tech is an option for you. There are over 40 options from which you may choose. Be thinking about your career plan. It is never too soon to start thinking about what you want to do when you leave Colerain High School. The next 4 years will fly by for you. Have a good evening celebrating your success, and welcome to the class of 2018.
Thank you, Gail. With the change of date, Gail gave up an occasion, an event for her at the high school, so we appreciate her so much for being here. I think I turned the page a little too early. Oh, I'm right on spot. So our next portion of the evening is going to be to acknowledge some of our club participation. For many of these, we're going to have you stand, and for some of them, we may ask you to come forward, so just pay attention to that. We all know that being involved is a big part of school, and many of our 8th graders have found a way to jump in at White Oak, as I know they will next year as well. My first group I'd like to acknowledge is the anti-bully group, Empowering Warriors. If you're involved in Empowering Warriors this year, will you please stand? Thank you. One of our proudest achievements is our involvement in the reflections through the PTA. Our students are wonderful about showing their inspiration, expressing themselves in many different ways, whether it be dance, literature, or art, or anything in between, including photography. White Oak has always had a proud group involved in the reflections. If you were involved in reflections this year, will you please stand? A number of our students participated in the spelling bee this year, and we're very proud of them. If you were involved in the spelling bee, will you please stand? Thank you. This year, the 8th grade class had the spelling bee champion. Caleb Barber, will you please stand? Our spelling bee champion 2 out of the last 3 years. We also participate in Geography Bee. If you were involved in Geography Bee this year, will you please stand? Eighth grade also boasted of an Geography Bee winner. Michael Hillman, who was our champion. Will you please stand?
I'm Ms. Peebler, the assistant principal at White Oak Middle School. I'm very proud to be here tonight. I taught most of these students as 6th graders, so this is very special to me tonight. White Oak boasts our math counts, which is a competition for mathletes. So if you were involved in the Math Counts Club, please stand up at this time to be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. And if any of you have noticed, we also have someone who takes, or a group that takes care of our grounds, and that's our green team. If you were involved in green team, please stand up. Thank you for keeping our grounds nice. And we also have another group called the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. If you were involved in that club, please stand to be recognized. Next, we have Mrs. Steele.
For years, I was a Power of the Pen coach, and this year I was happy to hand it over to Ms. Griley, who was the Power of the Pen coach this year. Anyone who participated in Power of the Pen this year, would you please stand?
Good evening. My name is Ms. Hamister, and I'm the ESL tutor here at White Oak. ESL stands for English as a Second Language. Here at White Oak, we have students representing many different countries, including Mexico, Guatemala, Haiti, Palestine, Egypt, Mali, Senegal, Guinea, Iraq, India, Nepal, and others. These students have to learn English and keep up with their regular schoolwork. All of them work extremely hard while maintaining a positive attitude, showing kindness to their peers and teachers, and sharing their culture with us at White Oak. This year, we also added after-school ESL peer tutoring, in which 8th grade American students gave up their time to help our students twice a week. If you were in ESL this year or acted as an ESL peer tutor, please stand now to be recognized.
I also get to introduce the next group to you, and that I got to see their concerts this year. And this group placed third in the Music in the Parks, and that is our orchestra. If you were involved in that, please stand to be recognized. Excellent job. We have another musical group that also performed at Music in the Parks, and they were actually the grand champions, and that is our chorus. Please stand to be recognized. Excellent job. Thank you. Be seated. We have a lot of talented students in our school, and we also had a musical this year, Beauty and the Beast. So if you were involved as a cast member or a crew or part of the crew, please stand at this time to be recognized. Thank you.
And our last group is our band members, also competed in the Music in the Parks. We're very proud of them. If you are part of the band or stage band, will you please stand? Thank you very much. We all know being involved at school makes the time go a lot faster, as well as our investment truly gives us a very well-rounded education. So I encourage our students to keep being involved, and if you weren't a member of one of those groups, as you roll into your next year, make sure you find something that clicks with you. You may be wondering who are the students behind me, and I want to acknowledge them at this time. On the stage behind me are the students involved in the National Junior Honor Society, also our students that have a 3.8 or higher GPA. Let's give these guys a round of applause. Okay, we're going to switch gears just a little bit and go to some of our Teacher Excellence Awards. Teachers will come forward, they will present, and we'll have our students come forward and join them up here for a picture. I get to have the first one. Let me grab that real quick. This is a very special award, and one that we probably won't give for a long time at this particular venue, as it is very rare to have a student advance in their math to the point where they actually were going to the high school for a part of their day. And she not only did that, but also excelled there. earning, I believe, 100% in that class as well. We're very proud of her. For achievement in geometry, Sydney Woods. Come forward, please. Fantastic job. Very proud of you.
I will be presenting for Mrs. Anderson and for French. She could not be here. For outstanding academic student, highest grade point average, would be Shelby Mecklenburg. And her outstanding award goes to Mahia? I have no idea, sorry. Marceline. How do we pronounce it? Lahali? Sorry. It's not Spanish. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Susie Bolden, and I am one of the social studies teachers for 8th grade. The first award I'll give is my scholarship award. It is the highest average that I have in all of my classes. This student, I could always count on her for quality work, and obviously that shows because she is my highest average, and it is Benita Oli. And this next student, she always was asking the questions. She came in, she did what she was supposed to do, and she was always willing to help out other students. So my next award goes to Sofia Tosanova. And she's not here tonight. So.
Hi, I'm Dina Enderly. I'm an English teacher, and I would like to present my scholarship award to a student who has consistently maintained a 98% average or above all year. Even more impressive is that Carol Meyer loves learning for the sake of learning. Carol? For overall academic excellence, the best attitude, and being an absolute pleasure to teach, Abby Casey.
Hello, I'm Kathy Dragonoff, and I am an 8th grade language arts teacher. I just want to tell you thank you so much for sharing your children with us this year. It's been a pleasure. The first scholarship award that I'm going to give out is to a student that maintained an A average across the board in my class for all 4 quarters, Fatima Diallo, if you want to come up. Fatima is a very diligent student and is always striving to do the best work possible. I know she'll embrace the future and be a huge success in high school. The sign of intelligence is that you are constantly wondering, and that quote fits Fatima very well. My second award is to Lindsay Pottinger. I think she's here, no? Talk about her anyway? Okay. Lindsay's one of the most conscientious students that I have ever had in my career of teaching. She is one of the hardest workers, and her achievements prove that. She's a kind, respectful student and classmate, which is very, very important. She's extremely attentive to detail, and I would love to have her back again next year, but unfortunately she's moving on.
Good evening. I'm Heather Schweitzer. I'm going to be presenting the awards for Mr. Fortcamp tonight. His scholarship award for highest average in math goes to a student who works really hard and got the highest average in math, and that would be Kenny Lininger. His Outstanding Excellence Award goes to Gabriel Cobb, who I don't believe is here tonight. He was really active with the social study, or with the math, sorry, and worked hard and was chosen for this award. He's not here. Okay. Mr. Fortcamp's Social Studies Achievement Award goes to Kenny Lininger also. Sorry, Kenny, I should have kept you up here. Come on up for Social Studies.
For my class, Spanish 1, it's no surprise that this next student has the highest grade. He's had over 100% every single quarter, turns everything in on time, normally has 100% on every quiz, test. It is Brendan Kolbinski. Giving him some good competition and just right behind him. In fact, they like to create a bit of competition in class on pronouncing and vocabulary, is Brandon Jones.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mrs. Dunnigan, and I'm actually the substitute math teacher for Mrs. Cook. Tonight, I've got the pleasure of giving 2 awards out. First one is to Adam Matre. Very nice young man. And the second one is achievement for math, and this one goes to Olivia Lucas.
Hi, I'm Clayton Lindley. I teach 8th grade science. My scholarship award goes to Paul Burkhart. And my academic excellence award goes to Brendan Kobinski.
I'm Mike Poner, and I teach 8th grade science, and my scholarship award goes to Kylie Huff. And my excellence award goes to Benita Ali.
Hello, my name is Roger Pott. I teach 8th grade science. My outstanding award goes to a young lady who has a real passion in science. She is focused, she asks very high-level questions, and she has expressed an interest of going into the field of science. And her name is Diana Sari. My scholarship award goes to a young man who sets very high standards for himself. He pushes himself to be the very best every day. He has the highest overall GPA in my class. I would like to present my scholarship award winner, Darius Butler.
My name's Caroline Schlager, and I teach language arts. For my scholarship award, this student is extremely bright, makes language arts seem easy, always puts 100% into his work, and overall, he's just an awesome kid. The scholarship award goes to Paul Burkhart. My second student, she works her very hardest. She does not ever get enough credit that she deserves. She's a wonderful person. My certificate for outstanding student would be for Joyce Yett.
Hello again, I'm Mrs. Steele, and I have the privilege of teaching 2 classes of 8th grade social studies and language arts, so the Access students. So I have 4 awards to give tonight, 2 for LA and 2 for social studies. First of all, in language arts, this is a young lady who, she is the Achievement Award, and she works really, really hard, does every single assignment, and I think in language arts this quarter it was like 70 assignments. Yeah, I work them really hard to get them ready for Coleraine High School or any high school that they choose to go to. She is a privilege to have in class because she has a smile on her face and just super young lady. Shelby Mecklenburg. The highest achieving award, the Achievement Award, I should say, for social studies this year goes to someone who had kept a high average all year, always did his work, always was so respectful and so kind, and I'm really going to miss him next year. Brandon Jones. The highest grade point average is something really hard to achieve in the Access program, and this person has maintained like a 97, 98 through all 4 quarters, and happened to do that in both language arts and social studies. I call him my Renaissance guy because he can do it all. He's a leader, he's into sports, and he's very good at every subject that he attempts. And besides that, he's just a really nice person. Brendan Kolbinski. Hug me.
Hi again. I'm presenting the awards for my language arts class for 8th grade, and the first award is going to a student who works hard, completing all of his assignments. It takes him a while because he does everything exactly the way it should be done, no matter how long it takes, and that is Kenny Lininger. And the Language Arts Certificate of Achievement goes to a student who has real deep insight and finds the meaning in a lot of simple things in life. He's been a pleasure to have for the last 2 years, and that's Dylan Frazier.
Hi, I'm Sarah Thompson. I teach both pre-algebra and algebra. I'd like to start with the awards for pre-algebra. The first award I'm going to give for the academic highest average. The student is just always on top of things, always does well. He knows his stuff. I'm sure he's going to do so good when he goes to the high school, and that's Hunter Maston. And for my outstanding student in pre-algebra is a young lady who is kind of quiet, and so she might get lost in the shuffle, but I want her to know that I've had my eye on her. I don't want to get choked up. She's just a really great young lady, and I know she's going to do so well. Andrea Harris. What am I doing? In algebra, I'm going to go on with algebra. For my outstanding student, this is somebody who, he's been mentioned a few times tonight. He always does what he's supposed to do. He had a very, very high average, and he was so close to the highest, I wanted to award him as well, Brendan Kolbinski. And the highest average in algebra, also someone who's been mentioned a few times tonight, his average in a very, very difficult high school level course only dropped below 100% the first quarter, and that was a 98. Other than that, it was 100, 100, 100, and that's Brandon Jones. I'm going to read for Mr. Vatter since he couldn't be here tonight. His scholarship award, his highest percentage in his math class, would be for Jordan Pfister. Come on up. And for his highest scholarship award for language arts, highest percentage would be Alicia Abernathy. And for his certificate of achievement, a person who works super hard every day, and that would be to Jessica Minyard. Come on up.
So I am presenting the other 8th grade social studies teachers awards. Ms. Williams unfortunately could not be here tonight, so I'm going to present them for her. Her scholarship award goes to Caitlin Tallman. And then her outstanding student award goes to Ian Fitzhugh.
I also have the pleasure of presenting Mrs. Wyatt's award to, she could not be here. Her scholarship award goes to Lexus Riemann. And her outstanding student is Ian Fitzhugh.
As teachers come up here, they like to leave all their stuff up here. It is exciting to see all the different faces come forward for all the achievement, and some of it's in areas of growth and others in areas of percentages, but our students have just done a fantastic job. How about a round of applause for all of our winners today? Well, 8th grade, I have a challenge for you, and I will get to that in just a moment. But first off, I want to celebrate 8th grade class of 2014. You've done it. You have done it. You have absolutely done it, and we're very proud of you. It has been my pleasure to get to know you as individuals, as well as see you grow as a class. Some of you spent quite a bit of time in my office, whereas some of you I have only recently had the opportunity to get to know better. But all of you have left a lasting impression on me and the way I approach my role as principal. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and everything in between, thank you for giving us your best, for encouraging your students to do their best, and for dreaming that this day would come and when you would see your student walk across this stage and enter into high school. Never forget, even in days to come, it truly takes a village to bring a student from childhood to adulthood. Warriors, my hope is that you walk from White Oak proud to say you are a warrior, proud of the achievements you have earned, and proud of the community you come from. 8th graders, my hope is that you have had a safe place to make mistakes and to learn from them. That you've learned from the mistakes or speed bumps you've encountered on your path through middle school. That you've learned how to learn from your mistakes, because you're going to make more. We all do. Please remember, a mistake is a lesson if you learn from it. My hope for you is that over the past 3 years, you have been provided an environment to grow and learn, and that you feel prepared for the next chapter of your lives. No one could ever prepare you for every challenge you will face, but rather my hope is that White Oak Middle School, through our staff, curriculum, and activities you've participated in, have given you the tools needed to problem solve and to process your next step with each of the challenges you'll face. That you'll be able to navigate the peaks and valleys that are destined to come your way in a manner that will make your peaks higher and your time in the valley brief. I have a few challenges for you. My first challenge to you, the class of 2014, is to leave a lasting impression on your high school, community, your nation, and therefore a lasting impression on the world. My challenge to you is to make a lasting impression by serving others. Find a way to give back, to give to others, to be the change the world is waiting on. When you do, you will make an impact on this world. I believe that impact multiplies exponentially. Like that, Ms. Thompson? I'm adding math. When you make an impact on 2 people, and each of them impact 2 others, and those 4 then influence 8, and so on and so forth, then the people you influence in your lifetime will multiply your influences throughout the future. And that, my friends, is how you leave a legacy. My second challenge to you is to find fulfillment in your high school years and beyond into adulthood. This does not necessarily always present itself in the job or career path you choose. Some people identify themselves in the jobs by their titles and find fulfillment in those realms, but not everyone of you will find your life calling in your occupations. This is not to say that you should settle in jobs that you do not have a passion for, but rather understand that happiness and fulfillment can and often are also found outside what you do from 9 to 5. This concept, this idea of having to find their fulfillment solely in their job or career can create great stress amongst people young and old. But there are many places to find your passion. One of the best places to find life's fulfillment is in the service to others. Volunteering in your community and school, either as a mentor, at a soup kitchen, in a neighborhood cleanup program, will often quench the thirst and settle your uneasiness. In serving others, you will find the satisfaction you are seeking. In serving others, you will find where you belong in this world. And in serving others, you will find fulfillment in your life. My third challenge to you is to work hard at everything you do. Don't be afraid to give everything you have every day and to exhaust yourself in the pursuit of your ambitions. Each day is a gift. Use it wisely. I take encouragement from the words of George Bernard Shaw in his poem Splendid Torch when he says, "I want to be thoroughly used up when I die. For the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle for me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I have got a hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations." Shine your torch, warriors. My last challenge to you, class of 2014, is to show appreciation where it's due. People helped you get to where you are today. People along your path took time, put aside resources, or missed opportunities so that you could pursue others. Some of those people are on the stage right now. I'd like to give a round of applause to our teachers and staff members sitting to my left. Many of those people missed opportunities so that you could pursue yours. Whether it's the secretary or librarian, the ASA teacher, the study hall teacher, someone had a lasting impact that helped mold you into the kind of person that you are today. Make sure you show them appreciation. I challenge you to thank them for their love and support that they've shown you, or thank them for the model they have given for success, or thank them just for listening. Your appreciation will be encouragement for them to continue working hard for you and for others' success. It is important and not something to hold off for another day. I'm going to practice what I'm preaching. 8th grade class, thank you. Thank you for helping me grow as a leader. Thank you for the lasting impression you have had on White Oak and for the one that you'll have on Coleraine High School in the Northwest Local School District. And God bless you. Well, you've done it. You've arrived. You've made it. I'm so very proud of you. And I'm so proud to have known you. And never, ever forget, once you're a warrior, you're always a warrior. Thank you.
We'd like to recognize those students that have been inducted into the National Junior Honor Society. We did this in April of this year. They had to maintain a GPA of 3.8. Please stand if you are inducted into the National Junior Honor Society.
The Award of Excellence is given to a student for exemplary display of sportsmanship, ethics, and integrity. This student is a well-rounded individual who is successful both in the classroom and on the field or court. Within the classroom, this individual is a model honor roll student. Within the school, this individual is a leader among his peers. Within athletics, this individual leaves everything on the field or court and is willing to play any position or do whatever it takes to help his teammates be successful. During this student's 7th grade football season, this athlete stepped in as quarterback with no prior experience when the previous 3 quarterbacks were injured during that game. This athlete put the others' needs before his own by volunteering his time at the Ronald McDonald House, despite his inability to slice tomatoes and cook brownies. His teachers and coaches described this recipient as, and I quote, a Renaissance guy. He excels in so many areas of life. He is a natural leader as well as a true humanitarian, wise beyond his years. Another teacher said he is a compassionate, kind, honest young man who will succeed in anything he puts his mind to. He is a role model student with a bright future ahead of him. For his leadership, sportsmanship, and moral integrity, the Award of Excellence goes to Brendan Kolbinski. The Athlete of the Year. If you look on the plaque in the hallway, you will find that we have a lot of great student athletes go through White Oak Middle School. Many of these students on that list have gone on to receive college scholarships. This year's decision for the Athlete of the Year was a tough one for the coaches to make because we had so many great nominations. But before I announce the winner, I wanted to read some of the comments from his coaches describing these athletes. The female Athlete of the Year was described by their coaches, and I quote, her presence on the team is very positive and upbeat. She is always willing to work hard and go the extra mile to do her best, whether it's in the high jump or on relays. She is a stellar student and a wonderful example of a student athlete. Because of these attributes and more, the female Athlete of the Year is awarded to Libby Odd. The male Athlete of the Year was described by his coaches, and I quote, I've had the privilege to coach him in track for 2 years. He works hard to better his times and do his best in any event and wants to contribute to the team's success. He gets the team focused and ready for drills and warm-ups. He is a respectable young man who does well academically as well as athletically. Another coach stated, he made great strides to be successful during his career at White Oak. He came into the season determined to be successful. He showed great determination throughout the season. He played with many nagging injuries and is still played hard every game. He showed us how to be warriors. It is because of these characteristics and more, the male Athlete of the Year is Tanner Reilly.
All right, next up we have the Good Citizenship Award. And the qualification for this, first off, it is chosen by the entire staff. Each student shows dependability, cooperation, leadership, patriotism, clean speech, and habits. And these students will please come forward. Nicole Bergen. Abigail Casey. Madeline Fry. Brendan Kolbinski. Kenny Lininger. Adam Matre. Elizabeth Ott. Jacob Schlomer. Caitlin Tallman. And Dorothy Wagner. Come together for a picture. Next up will be Ms. Peever with the Attendance Awards.
Why do you all laugh? Why do you all laugh? Why do you all laugh? Okay. First off, I would like to acknowledge 2 underclassmen that we missed the other day, and they are in attendance tonight. So if I could please have Cameron Hagel and Grace Matre stand and be recognized at your seats. Cameron had perfect attendance, and Grace had perfect attendance. So the Perfect Attendance Award means that they had no undocumented absences, tardies, or early releases. And would these students please come forward when I call your name? Nicole Bergen. Emily Bick. Marissa Jung. Miranda Jung. Congratulations. Zachary Lakes. Carol Meyer. And Tara Sprandel. All right, can we come together for a picture, guys? Move this way. There you go. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You can return to your seats. And now, not to be outdone, but we do have perfect attendance. This means that these students were here every minute of every day. No excuses. Please come forward when I call your name. Darius Butler. David Funky. Brandon Jones. Lorelei Lexon. Kenny Lininger. Mahali Marcellin. Adam Matre. Yujul Ray. Tanner Rio. Sorry, buddy. Carson Stahl. Is Carson absent? Seriously. Well, there goes that award. Who didn't get it? All right, never mind. All right, Caitlin Tallman. I'm dying. And Ethan Tucker. Oh my goodness. Let's move forward to get a picture. Let's move together, guys. This is our perfect attendance group. All right, thank you, guys. Just when you thought I was finished, okay, we do have some students who actually made it all 3 years with perfect attendance. So we are going to honor those people at this time. I know you guys are thinking, why? How in the world? Well, they did it. All right, so I'd like these people to come forward, please. Darius Butler. Zachary Lakes. David Funky. Brandon Jones. And Carson Stahl, who is not here again. All right, let's get a picture with these gentlemen, and let's give them one more round of applause.
Okay. Just a few more awards to give out. This one is the Principal's Award, and following me will be our Student Council President. Principal's Award is for students that received all A's through 11 quarters at White Oak. So you got fourth quarter off. Just kidding. You don't get any time off. So these students receive all A's in their years here at White Oak. Please come forward. Nicole Bergen. Cameron Hauser. Kylie Huff. Brandon Jones. Brendan Kolbinski. Hunter Maston. Shelby Mecklenborn. Let's squeeze together for a picture. Round of applause for these guys. Nice work. All right. He spent some time up here, but I think it's for good reason. He's going to come back up and talk to us a little bit about what it means to be a warrior. Our student council president, Mr. Brendan Kolbensky.
Just a minute. All right. Most of us have been warriors now for 3 years. I think it's fair to say that we wouldn't be who we are today without White Oak. We know what it means to be warriors. The W in warriors stands for want. You have to want the best for yourself. Warriors want the best for themselves. They show it by giving 100% in everything they do. The A in warriors stands for academics. Academics are a key role in being a warrior. Warriors are never satisfied with mediocrity in academics. The first R stands for ready for everything. White Oak students embrace everything with a positive attitude and adapt to the best of their ability. The second R in warriors stands for respect. Warriors are respectful to all adults in the building, teachers, administrators, and other staff, their peers, and themselves. I stands for involvement. Being involved by being in clubs, sports, and other extracurriculars means higher grades, better behavior, and higher standards. O stands for others. Warriors are always kind to others. Everyone goes through struggles, and a little kindness can go a long way in making a difference for someone. The last R stands for responsibility. A warrior always does what they are expected to do. Whether it's a homework assignment, project, or playing your role in a club or sport, warriors always come through. The S in warriors stands for spirit. No matter what, a warrior is never afraid to show off their school spirit. We have pride in our school. White Oak has given us a bond over these past 3 years that hopefully will never break. We have become a family. As we go our separate ways, we are still warriors and will always be warriors. White Oak has prepared us for high school and beyond, and we should all be thankful for that. I'll miss you guys.
Given the task of finding out what it means to be a warrior, Brendan took it upon himself to come up with that, and it's going to be something that we're going to use at White Oak for time to come. And we thank him for that, and that's the way you leave a legacy, young man. I'm very proud of you. All right, I believe this is our last award for tonight before we do our student recognition. And this particular award is something I made up last year because I think it speaks to the pride at our school, and it speaks to individuals that really take it upon themselves to show that on a regular basis in everything that they do. So I asked teachers for nominations, and I get many. And then as the principal, I had the very difficult task of choosing between all of the names. And I will tell you that as an 8th grade class, it has been my honor to know you, and I will tell you all of you deserve this award. But we had to pick two, a female and a male. And I would tell you these picks are pretty fantastic people, and I look forward to seeing just what they do in the future. The Warrior Pride Award, our female recipient for our Warrior Pride Award, Miss Bethany Kolbensky. The male recipient for our Warrior Pride Award is a name we've grown accustomed to up here, and I will tell you that he has earned every bit of it through hard work, taking the time to serve others, being active in sports, academics, and I will tell you he got nothing for granted. He earned every bit of it, and I'm a better man for knowing him. Our male recipient of the Warrior Pride Award, Mr. Brendan Kolbensky. Good job, you two. Okay. So We're in a new place tonight, and we are going to do our absolute best to keep this running as smoothly as possible, but we do ask you to bear with us. It's going to take us just a moment to get set up, and so just a reminder, you should have your card in your hand. Have that out for yourself. And at this time, Ms. Heinrich will go ahead and get our 2 lines ready to go.
Skylar Ashpaw, first honors. Miranda Jung, high honors. Jessica Hollinger, first honors. Bethany Kolbinski, first honors. Tara Sprandel, first honors. Diana Sari, first honors. Cheyenne Hughes, first honors. Caitlin Tallman, high honors. Sabrina Smith, first honors. Kumba Sao, high honors. Emily Bick, high honor 4.0. Morgan Carell, first honors. Maricela Lopez, first honors. Shelby Mecklenburg, high honors. Cameron Hauser, high honors 4.0. Brendan Kolbinski, high honors 4.0. Thank you. Haley Reed, first honors. Maria Ganella, high honors 4.0. Jasmine Hill, high honors. Hunter Maston, high honors 4.0. Veronica Udry, high honors. Carol Meyer, high honors. Libby Ott, high honors. Kylie Huff, high honors. Olivia Lucas, first honors. Sydney Woods, first honors. Benita O'Lee, high honors. Joyce Yett, high honors. Ian Fitzhugh, high honors 4.0. Nikki Bergen, high honor 4.0. Logan Gadberry, first honors. Abby Casey, first honors. Lorelei Lexon, high honors 4.0. Thank you. Michael Hillman, first honors. Tanner Reilly, first honors. Romero, first honors. Aria Merriweather, high honors. Morgan Cook, first honors. Sierra Simpson, first honors. Bailey Cormican, first honors. Sean DeMoss, first honors. Mahali Marcelin, high honors 4.0. Madeline Fry, high honors 4.0. Tibby Pessoa, high honors 4.0. Adam Matre, high honors 4.0. Josh Fries, first honors. Dylan Gibson, high honors 4.0. Paul Burkhart, high honors 4.0. Nick Sanders, high honors. Sarah Lay, first honors. Emily Monson, high honors. Saran Busara, first honors. Keith O'Hare, first honors. Lawson Phillips, high honors. Andrea Harris, first honors. Brandon Jones, high honors 4.0. Dylan Osterbrock, high honors. Zach Pressler, high honors. Thank you. Adam Glasgow. Garrett Benight, second honors. Joe Hersner, second honors. Natalie Detzel. Destiny Wagner. Sydney Klein. Caitlin Nelson, second honors. Brittany Finkenbein. Destiny Campbell. Draven Inman. Chris Cordell. Kylie Bannigan. Braden Ferdinand, first honors. Maya McGathy, first honors. Kenny Lininger, first honors. Megan Smitty, first honors. Jenna Wells, second honors. Chandler Mather, first honors. Theo Smith, second honors. Dylan Frazier, first honors. Kavandre Eubanks. Anthony Sherman, first honors. DeAndre Watson Jr. Terrell Hill. Jason Sweet, Joe Williams. Thank you. Jordan Feaster, second honors. Darius Butler, first honors. Jasmine Evans. Sabrina Lauer, second honors. Hyder Hayawi. Desiree Sams. Kylie Hagel. Alexa Humpert. Radhika Neopany, first honors. Suk Suba. Aaron Hallman, first honors. Angelina Terry, second honors. Jamaica Warren. Brianna Dickerson, first honors. Leasia Berry. Darius Patterson. Deja Muhammad. Treyana O'Neill. Emily Steffen. Deasa Guess. Lydia Snow. Allie Glasgow. Carter Gilliam. Noah Sylvester, second honors. Kabi Magar. Ujjal Rai, first honors. Nathan Linthicum. Nawang Tamang. Blake Carrico. Good job, Nawang. Thank you. Donovan Toney. Kayla Bunger, second honors. Jonathan Heflin, first honors. David Schlomer, first honors. Nick Thornton, second honors. Alicia Grove, second honors. Luke Stotler, first honors. Alex Burton, first honors. David Funke, first honors. Jacob Lee. Tanner Lawrence. Ethan Tucker. Sean Wernicke, first honors. Josh Nickel, first honors. Colin Oakes, second honors. Caleb Barber. Jimmy Coney. Colin Baker. Jake Nichols, second honors. Ian Myothiani. Mithiani. Sorry. Maya Antoni, first honors. Jake Schlomer, first honors. Dorothy Wagner, first honors. Andrew Perry, first honors. Jacob Davis. Wade Halloran. Thank you. Jared Suggs. Asher Moore, first honors. Tamia Marshall, first honors. Joy Yett, second honors. Fatima Diallo, first honors. Abby Sohn, first honors. Bianca Davidson, second honors. Zach Lakes, first honors. Josh Mahan, first honors. Kaya Fuller, second honors. Andrew Flugeman, first honors. Eden Barnes, first honors. Lexus Riemann, first honors. Brooklyn Johnson, first honors. A.J. Lawwell, second honors. Jordan Harris. Jonah Ronick. Javon Hicks. Cody Bosom, first honors. Alante Shear, second honors. Jordan West, first honors. Jacob Campbell. Alicia Abernathy, first honors. Marissa Jung, first honors.
Students will wait for you.
Jamie Kramer. Maddie Coney. Isaac Novak. Isaac Novak, I said that. Raja Williams. Thank you. Thank you. Stuart Woolenweber. Corey Pott, first honors. Shelby Walter, first honors. Blair Montgomery, first honors. Morgan Brewer, first honors. Emily McCarthy, second honors. Skylar Scott, second honors. Tulasha Rizal, second honors. Chloe Vyers, first honors. Nia Jackson, first honors. Nia Jackson, first honors. Sandra Velasquez Jimenez, second honors. Mary Young, second honors. Nathan Spitznagel, second honors. Shayla Spears, first honors. Ariel Augenstein, second honors. Jasmine Allen. Deanna Graham. Jessica Minyard, first honors. Carly Williams. Kyle Shaper. Sophia Austin Moore, first honors. Thank you.
Well, what a wonderful evening. Thank you very much to Friendship Baptist for the use of this beautiful facility. Don't you agree? Hasn't this been wonderful? Thank you to all the staff that took the time from their busy schedule to share the evening with us. Thank you to Ms. Susan Peever for being a fantastic partner. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you to all the staff behind the scenes making this happen. But I want to take a moment, and it's important. There is someone in the room that spends hours and hours and hours making sure everything is just right. And I could not ask for more from this person, and she certainly doesn't do it for the pay. She deserves all the accolades. How about a round of applause for Ms. Pam Heinrich? I will tell you, God has truly blessed me with this opportunity to work with your children every single day. And for that, I am forever grateful. In just a moment, our ushers will see your children back to this gym where they began, and that is where they'll receive their awards and their honor certificates. They'll come join you back in the auditorium in here for pictures, and you can take your time to do that. But before we leave, 8th graders, enjoy your next step. You've earned it. I'm very proud of you. One last round of applause for all our 8th graders!